doesn't. So finally on the Congress, there are those who have said that it was also a prop for former President John Mahama. His campaign songs were being played all over. I was there, and he was on the main podium. He spoke twice. He spoke during the beginning of the Congress. He spoke at the end of it. Kwabena Duffour was also there. He was sitting at the VIP. He wasn't made to speak. He was introduced once. There are those who have said that this was just one way also to just raise former President Mahama against other possible contenders, maybe lacing their boots to contest him for the flag bearership position.
Alright, abusiama memo akwaba memfa ombra Mega TV so send na your first time meso so don sabe bo subscribe button no so na watch notification bell no uvia na waselect all uvia na wa share video no so amaye ho bibia timi akokama abusia we ni say na yeni agi papa meda wase eye Alhaji Suhuyini what you say he happens to be one of NDC communicators no na odin sembi abetudwa e wo joy news what you say bra na wo interview efa Dr. Kwabena Duffour and John Mahama or more flag bearership on what you say na okase John Mahama de or a natural leader what you say na Duffour during omo rally no congress na course no nsen omo delegation congress no mudi omo mpanfo no na omo ka se mpanfo bi ni ka so omo ama Kwabena Duffour chance amana ntimi amekasa na ade abusia odinsen bibre abetum na waye qualification bi enti abusia men kasa bibre no hia ne so don sabebo subscribe button no so na attach notification bell no se bia de bia obekati app ye the news tuma na wonso wonya bia kinkan yenko Alhaji Suhuyini or
Well, the grace of God works in so many ways, and unfortunately people who refuse to accept the grace of God sometimes die in anguish. And I think that it is about time that some people within the NDC appreciate the fact that President Mahama is blessed with the grace of God. You may even say he doesn't deserve it because of how you feel about him. But who determines who gets favor from our Maker? You just have to accept it. Look, he is a former president, the only surviving former president of the National Democratic Congress stock. You cannot compare him to Dr. Kwabena Duffour. Regardless,
yes, former governor of the Bank
of course, that is not former president. That is not. That's why I'm saying, regardless of Dr. Kwabena Duffour's contributions to the NDC in the past and now, regardless to his contributions in government, you can simply not compare him to one who served as president and vice president of the party. And so when the party gather, you cannot, for the life of me, expect that they are given the same protocols. He is a former president. He is a former vice president.
But also someone who is seeking to run for the presidency again.
It does not diminish the protocols. The fact that he's seeking to run for office again does not diminish the protocols that are to be extended to a former president and a vice president. Does it? It doesn't. And so people have to accept that he has become the natural leader. Even though we have a constitutional leader of the party, he has become the natural leader of the party in the absence of its founder, Jerry John Rawlings. You fight against it, and it is like kicking your foot, barefoot, against a stone. He has become a natural leader. Yes, the Constitution says the chairman of the party is the leader before the choice of a flag bearer. But, like I said, divine circumstances throw up leaders. And by divine, the founder of the party who could have been or has served for a long time as a natural leader is no more. And the only surviving former president we have from our stock is President Mahama. Remember, during the days of Professor Atta Mills after the 2000 elections, every time the NDC gathered, songs of Jerry Rawlings were loud. It gave way eventually to songs of Professor Mills. Even in the 2012 general elections, before the Idebi Keke song came out, to upstage other songs of Professor Mills. Songs of Professor Mills, you know, reigned. Even at platforms that former President John Mahama was campaigning to be elected as president. When we went to Kumasi as a party to endorse His Excellency John Mahama as our flag bearer for the 2012 general elections after the unfortunate demise of Professor Mills, at that Congress, whose songs were played? Did it mean that we were seeking to bring back Professor Mills from the grave? No. So circumstances just throw up leaders. And if you do not accept it, it is just going to, you know, serve as poison to you. So I don't think that it is deliberately staged, even if it is not, you know, deliberately staged. President Mahama has no match as far as the grassroots of the party is concerned today.
So,
that is why some of us,
he's the one for 2024.
that's why, that is why, and you see, it is not about former President Mahama. It is about the NDC and it's about Ghana. Left to him alone, I'm not in his shoes, but left to him alone, I believe that he would have opted for a comfortable retirement because he has all his, you know, protocols and entitlements intact. Still, if he wants to live as a president of this country, he's going to do so comfortably. So if you find a man like that, still spending sleepless nights, traveling across the country, you know, supporting the NDC in the way that he has been doing, it should tell you that such a man is not a selfish person. Because a selfish person would have, you know, retired and just sat back and enjoyed the comfort of the office. He is doing this because he sees that there's still a lot of work to be done, and he accepts and understands the fact that, you know, people perhaps may have misconstrued his good intentions in office and misunderstood the vision with which he governed. And he thinks they deserve another opportunity to pronounce on his vision and to give him an opportunity to complete the unfinished task, you know, that he was given the first time. And so the masses of our party recognize this, and that is why they naturally gravitate towards him. And it is not as if some people have sat somewhere to deliberately tilt the scales in favor of President Mahama. He has simply naturally emerged as the natural leader of the NDC as it stands now.
I take it.
I think some Alhaji Suhuyini Kano. If I'm baby media, I'm in a bay because looking at the NDC party as at now, no, it's hard to say there will be someone who can go and rescue power for them other than John Mahama. Although it come across like they are going against their party constitution, because at the moment there is no flag bearer. So the chairman of the party is the leader of the party. So looking at the way it's like a public knowledge, say now no matter what, Mahama is the one who is going to be elected as the flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress. I think this is something even oppositions and everyone in Ghana knows. But I think they wish, NDC party people wish, even Mahama should, nobody should contest Mahama for the flag bearership position, because it will become some way. But then the constitution, they are a party, an association that work with the constitution, so they cannot just price that off. If someone is willing to contest Mahama, which we all know now is Dr. Kwabena Duffour, who wants to contest Mahama as the NDC national NDC flag bearer. Do you get it? So I think although it would have been best if nobody contests John Mahama, but then they cannot ignore the constitution and say nobody should contest Mahama, because the constitution is clear. anybody in the party who is deemed fit has someone can contest for flag bearership in their party. Although we all know, no matter what, Dr. Kwabena Duffour will do, even if he contests Mahama, Mahama is going to win over him, because we all know how the pedigree of Mahama, someone who have become president of Ghana. I'm not sure there is any, even in Ghana, there is nobody like this man, not to talk of even the NDC party. Do you get it? Yeah. So I think the NDC should play their cards well, and it shouldn't come across like they are forcing John Mahama of the whole party. If Dr. Kwabena Duffour wants to contest, they should organize the contest. If Mahama wins, fine, so that it shows that they are a real democratic party, but not just by words or by title. And I think, yeah, with that, people will see them and respect them when they call themselves as a Democrats. May the margin cherry and I'm a comment section. Let them say.